What if I told you that black holes, yes, the same black holes that seem to be endless and have nearly infinite mass, actually radiate something away from themselves? And that too, this something was actually part of their mass. Yeah, the same black hole that seems to have an infinite density actually loses some of its mass and eventually actually dwindles out into nothingness. Doesn't that sound interesting? And that's exactly what Stephen Hawking talks about in Hawking radiation. So, what is Hawking radiation? Well, Hawking is because it was proposed by Stephen Hawking, and radiation is because, well, it's radiating. So, how does this play into effect? Well, a common misconception that most people have is that space is empty. In reality, space is not actually empty. Space is made up of many quantum level interactions. That is, you have antimatter and matter particles forming at the same time, which collide together and go back into nothingness. Well, this is what usually happens. But how exactly does this tie in with black holes radiating away their mass? Well, for those of you who don't know what an event horizon is, it is basically the area around a black hole till which it can exert its craziness. Anything beyond that, you can think of it as just normal. What would happen if you could have conveniently two particles generated? One was antimatter and one was matter, or well, either matter and antimatter. What if one of these particles would go away from the black hole and only one of them was pulled in? Well, if this happens, suddenly you would have a mass which is generated out of nowhere, and this would not satisfy and this would create an inequality in the universe. Well, what the black hole does to counter this inequality is it will give up part of its mass in the form of radiation. This radiation is known as Hawking radiation, and it is how black holes radiate energy away from themselves. And it is said that black holes keep radiating energy until they get smaller and smaller, and at the end of the universe, or towards the end of the universe, they are supposed to go into nothingness. Black holes are said to be one of the last sources of energy in the universe. Well, that is everything you needed to know about Hawking radiation. Thank you for watching this.